Ladies and gentlemen, this woman that you're looking at on my screen was the only Black elected official in the state of Vermont. This is Bernie Sanders' territory. Okay. She was harassed and threatened so badly racially, racial harassment, life threatened. She finally stepped down and did not seek re-election. This happened in Bernie Sanders' territory. Now, have you ever heard Bernie talk about Kia Morris and what happened to her? Did he support her? Did he stand by this woman? Did he try to help protect her when she was being harassed as a representative in Vermont? You know, whether you agree with the fact that she is in office or not, that's irrelevant. We got someone running for the office of president, and this happened in his state. Did you see Bernie Sanders take any action on her behalf? What did he do? Now that she resigned, Vermont does not have any Black representation. You know, I doubt if they even got 1% of a Black population there. But nevertheless, this happened where Bernie Sanders is from. When you start looking at the patterns of a person and you see something that's consistent in them, you should believe it. You will know them by their fruits. Now, this is an article I had showed earlier on a Hangout, and it came from Slate, March 7th, 2019. Democratic candidates are deceiving voters on reparations. Warren, Harris, and Castro say they'll push for reparations. They won't. And it could damage their credibility with voters. No, we never believe politicians. Let me just make that very clear. One thing we have been consistent on with hashtag ADOS is asking candidates, do they have a plan? And none of them do. You know, they're playing this cat and mouse game right now. When we say reparations, they say programs. Well, I got this act that I'm going to try to pass called 10, 20, 30 or 30, 20, 10 or whatever. We don't need no countdown program. Or, oh, I have this lift up program and I'm not going to do anything just for Black people. Lift up for everybody. That's not reparations. And that does not equal the playing field. I want you to always listen to that language. Oh, well, I got something for everybody. Well, everybody in America don't need uplifting or legislation to raise their people up when you're already in a position of receiving socialism for the past 5 centuries. Those folks don't need no more legislation as far as I'm concerned. See, these people only want to talk about something when they don't have to give. And the fact that we have been asking for reparations, and do they have a plan, a Black agenda? And as long as they keep talking about other things and not the subject matter that we've been raising, then no, they're not deceiving anybody. Okay, we're not deceived. So, Mike Pesca, you may have written this article, but I can assure you, we're not deceived by any of these people. We're not. Talking a good game is of no use to us. Now, ladies and gentlemen, these candidates want to win, and that's something we should never, ever forget. That being said, they're going to make promises that they will not deliver on. Politicians do this all the time, and you're going to see it in this case too. So, right now, these candidates do not feel that reparations is important enough to sit down and draft a plan. See, they feel that if they get up to a mic and say, I support reparations, that's good enough. It's not. Now, we have heard Bernie Sanders openly not support reparations. But we know recently reparations for the Jews passed, and money they received from money they received from France for the deportation of Jews using the French rail system. And ladies and gentlemen, guess who supported that bill? Cory Booker. The same Cory Booker that laughed on the Breakfast Club when they were asking him about reparations for African Americans. He laughed. But when it came down to the Jews, he put pen to paper to support it. Never forget that. And the reparations that they received, ladies and gentlemen, was in the form of a check. It was in the form of a check. But when we ask Bernie Sanders about reparations for African Americans, he acknowledges that there's been racism for centuries on the African American community. But he's not willing to take that a step further and try to get reparations for the community. So when he gives reparations to his own people, but tell you, you absolutely will not get it, not only is that racist, he's also telling you our pain is greater than yours. That's why we get checks and you don't. But see, one of the biggest reasons, ladies and gentlemen, is because, see, the funding would have to come through people that look like Bernie Sanders. And he don't want to do it. So here's the resolution. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this resolution didn't even have to come to the floor of Congress for a vote. They got it without any votes. But what did he say? Oh, it would never pass. It would, reparations for African Americans, that would never pass. It's too divisive. So when it's us, they don't have the money. It's too divisive. It will never pass Congress. This resolution for Holocaust victims to get money from France did not go up for votes. Never forget that. So these survivors got compensation in the form of a check. That check that Bernie Sanders is denying you, but he made damn well sure he got it for his own people. Our pain is greater than yours. Not only is this man telling you he don't believe blacks in this country should get checks, he is telling you straight up he's not even going to support it. Now, I saw all of the stories and heard about Shaun King Shaun King supporting Bernie Sanders, but why are we shocked? At the end of the day, Shaun King is some white dude. Why are we shocked? And number two, when it comes down to us, Shaun King can't have a voice. He's not the descendant of slaves. His community has been getting all kinds of goodies since America's inception. So, no, he's not in a position to really get in front of us to address someone like Bernie Sanders. And you notice he didn't back any of the black candidates. He didn't back Kamala Harris. And I know she's, part East Indian. You don't have to bring that to my attention in the comment section. And Cory Booker, he went straight to Bernie Sanders, who openly said he's not going to support reparations in of the form of a check. He's not going to support any reparations for black people in this country at all. This is Shaun King's people. So why is anybody shocked? Ladies and gentlemen, Shaun King eventually going to show his true colors. And we saw it even before this moment. Don't forget about Jasmine Barnes. So no, let Shaun King support any damn body he wants. He's not a descendant of slaves. I don't care who he supports. But he shouldn't get in front of a black crowd with that. No, I'm not for that. He doesn't need to make recommendations on who we should be supporting. Plain and simple, But as for Bernie Sanders, I stand firm on him not getting the vote from the black community. He should not receive any of our votes. I know some of our people will still support someone that blatantly tells them he doesn't care about your hurt and pain, and he doesn't want you to have any checks. while his folks are racking up the checks for several decades. And don't forget, Bernie Sanders supported the tough on crime bill that sent many Black people into prison through mass incarceration. And what did he do to try to correct that when he realized what was going on? He never stepped up to the plate to say, you know, this bill is causing a lot of harm. People are being mass incarcerated. We need to correct this. He had ample time to do it, y'all, if that's really how he felt. But he felt it was justified in signing that bill, ladies and gentlemen. And now he's trying to run this con game on us, talking about, well, there were other bills attached to it and blah, blah, blah. No, we're not falling for that. You signed that bill. And you let us know you are not down with reparations to hurt our pain. And Bernie, we were transported too by ships. We were transported by horses and carts, loading our people in, separating families. So, don't come and talk to us about immigrants being separated when the Black community has never stopped being separated. We've been separated from day one, 500 years ago, and we're still being separated today because of that tough on crime bill. Now, if that bill caused our pain that you see today, and you sat there and did nothing about it, then that tells me you are not concerned about us at all. And the fact that you get so fired up mad when the question of reparations come up, that's very telling of Bernie Sanders' racism right there. He near goes over the edge. And then he says, well, what's reparations? Reparations is what your people been getting since 1952 in a form of a check and other benefits, not only here in the US and Canada, but in Israel and wherever Jews are in this world. But now, that being said, somebody's got to explain reparations to a person that gets it. That is absolutely ridiculous. But this is what this man is doing when this question comes up. He is acting as if he doesn't know what it is. And then when you say a check, he jumps right into, no, but his people get checks. Endless checks. Never forget that. Please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.